Hello everyone, my name is Ryan Cam and welcome back to the Twilight Zone vlogs. Now, just to give a brief bit of context, there are a lot of new subscribers watching this video, so hello to you all, thank you for subscribing. But back in the early days of this channel, I did this thing called the Twilight Zone vlogs, where I would watch an episode of the Twilight Zone and give a mini review of it, talking about what I liked, what I didn't like, what I thought the episode was trying to say in terms of themes and subtext and etc., and not give away the twist. These are all spoiler-free. I basically froze the series in carbonite because I was of the thinking that this wasn't going to be very popular, and so I just stopped doing it. And one of my New Year's resolutions for this channel this year was to go back to talking about the stuff that I wanted to talk about. Algorithm be damned. So with all of that out of the way, let's take a dive into the fifth dimension. Today we're going to be talking about the episode called The Monsters Are Due on Maple Street. This episode tells the story of Maple Street and the people that live on it. You would think that it's just a pretty normal street until weird occurrences start happening. Cars start turning on and off, things fly overhead, the lights are turning on and off, and everyone starts to get really curious. And then the curiosity turns to paranoia. And the paranoia turns to genuine hatred. And the hatred turns to destruction. When doing my research for this vlog, I found out that Time magazine in 2009 ranked this as one of the top 10 Twilight Zone episodes of all time. And while I don't think I agree with that whole list, it's not hard to see why this episode is so well regarded, because it was very good. The acting in general was really good throughout, but it really isn't the focus. Though I will give special mention to Claude Akins, who plays the main lead. I originally was like, who is this guy? But then I did my research and I found out that, oh my god, he's Joe Burdett from one of my favorite westerns of all time, Rio Bravo. But really, this episode is all about paranoia and how it can turn from a small annoyance to a big problem. Basically, the Joker from The Dark Knight was right. When the chips are down, these civilized people will eat each other, and eat each other they do. I normally don't talk about the twist in these vlogs, but I cannot talk about this episode and how brilliant it is without going into the twist, so spoilers ahead. I'll have a time code in the lower third if you'd like to skip ahead to my final thoughts, but for right now, I am going to spoil the twist. Basically, when all the stuff is going down, the camera starts focusing out, and we see that aliens have landed, and they have this big control pad, and they're controlling all of the machines on Maple Street. And one of the aliens is like, those humans, they're a real panicky bunch, aren't they? And then the other alien is like, yep, just play around with their machines, and they get real panicky real quick. And there's more where that came from. That's a paraphrase, of course, but I'm sure you understand. What makes this twist so good is that it could have been silly. It's like, oh, aliens using mind control. Yeah, that really works. But it also plays into human nature. Just the slightest weird thing could set us all off, no matter how small it is. Like, that closet door could change colors, and people would be like, hey, why did his door change color? I don't see any paint. Maybe he's a commie. But my final thoughts on this episode are that it's fantastic. It's one of the best that I've seen so far. It must have been terrifying, especially when it aired, because of the whole McCarthy communism thing. And it has not aged a day in terms of relevancy. But that is all for me, guys. Thank you so much, as always, for watching. If you've watched this episode and you have any fond memories of them, leave it in the comments section below. I do read the comments, so if you have any good stories, lay them on me. My name is Ryan Cam. I'll see you in the next one.